Hi everyone. I thought that I would show you a look inside of CLE, or Christian Light Education, Bible 2. I have just the teacher's guide and 2 of the light units, but the light units are shown in the teacher's guide, and they're pretty much all laid out the same exact way. So I'll show you the light units first. I have light unit 1 and light unit 2. And you open it up, and first thing you see is the contents, and it has the lessons laid out, and it shows you the title of each lesson. Okay, and then the first lesson 1 starts, and you have your story, and then you have your activity. And each lesson ends with the Bible verse. And here you go. And again, story, activity. And all the activities are different to help keep your child more engaged. I'm using this for a 4th grader, a 2nd grader, and 2 1st graders. Like activity for lesson 1 is look at paragraph 1 and 2 of your Bible story. Write 7 things that God created. And then this one lists each word under the correct titles, and you have before Adam and Eve sinned and after Adam and Eve sinned. And then you have your word box down here to choose from, and then there's your Bible verse. Can you follow the directions as well as Noah did? And then it gives them directions like to draw a door on the ark, color the birds blue, color the turtles green and brown, and stuff like that. Lesson 8, use these words to answer the crossword puzzle. You have your questions, and then you have your word bank. And there are no tests, there are no quizzes, there's no self-checks or anything like that in here. And then this one right here is they have to sort the letters. And this one, use these words to fill in the blanks in the story to see how many you can do without looking back at the story. Alright, and then here's light unit 2. This is lesson 3 in light unit 2. Use the code to find two of the commandments. And then right here they have their little code. Follow the dotted off from 1 to 70. Decode the verse. Find the words. And yeah. Alright, and then here is a look at the teacher's guide. You open it up, you have your contents, and this shows exactly what the kids see in their light units, their contents. You have the lesson and then the name of the lesson. There's 5 light units to Bible 2, and you're only supposed to do it like 2 or 3 days a week, and it's good to use with multiple age groups. You have your goals, the philosophy and methods, and I really like this down here. It says, it is our belief that as a child matures, he should learn to make the transition from obedience to parents to a personal surrender to the authority of Jesus Christ. The Bible tells us that the goal of instructing children in the scriptures is that they might set their hope in God. Psalm 78, 1 through 7 is the reference. And then over here you have the goals for the teacher, and it says, lead the student to recognize some of God's attributes, recognize things created by God's power and love, recognize Jesus Christ as the Son of God, recognize the key Bible character stories, grow in reverence and love for God, develop a desire to read the Bible and talk about God, do simple activities to reinforce the Bible. And then it has the philosophy and methods, and then right here it says we suggest using the Bible lesson as a devotional 2 or 3 times a week, depending on the length of your school year. In a multi-grade room, that may not work, in which case you should schedule it as a regular class, which we're going to be doing it Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So we'll do it 3 days a week. And then it talks about the layout of the course, and it says CLE 2nd grade Bible course has 5 light units with 16 lessons each. And then over here it talks about, because the story in here is longer than what is in the light unit. And it tells you about it right here. A longer version of the Bible story appears in the teacher's guide. This version clarifies the background of the story and connects it to the preceding story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the story and then have my 2nd grader and my 4th grader take turns reading this story inside of here. And to use the story in here as like bullet points, like to hit the main topics and stuff. But here it goes into lesson 1, and then it has your items that you're going to need, which it just says colored pencils or erasable crayons and crayons. And then it has the teacher story 1, attribute God is all powerful, and then you have your teacher meditation, your teacher tip, and then the complete story. And you will notice that the story is very long. And then it has lesson questions, activity page, read and apply the Bible verse, and do the lesson. It is suggested that you do the lesson after you do your Bible story. But each lesson is laid out exactly the same. So you have your reference verse, your teacher meditation, your story to read, lesson question, activity page, read and apply the Bible verse that's at the bottom of the activity page, and discuss the lesson, or do the lesson, sorry. And then this is Light Unit 203, Lesson 3, and here's the activity page. It says, before moving to the king's palace, David the shepherd's boy cared for his sheep and played his harp. Follow the dot to dot from 1 to 74. So you got your dot to dot. And then here is lesson 4. It says, finish the picture by following the directions. So it's teaching direction following. Let's see, here's Light Unit 204. Lesson 15 is, color the color by number picture. So it's like a little easy. And then this is Light Unit 205, Lesson 4. Use the code to find why God could use Daniel. So I think this will work really well with all your different age groups. So you can use it as a family, as a all-together lesson, activity, subject. There we go. All-together subject. Sorry. If you guys like this, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. And you guys can leave comments or questions, and I will look at them. Thank you. Bye.